I hope everybody was able to have a good time at church yesterday. Today, in our Sermon on the Mount devotion series, we will be in 2 verses in Matthew chapter 5. These 2 verses are both very difficult to hear and apply. The difficulty does not lie in the understanding of the verses or the understanding in how to apply it. These are very straightforward verses. The difficulty is it's not things that we like to hear. Today, our main theme is self-control. And from what is in these verses, it battles against our flesh and the way we like to be. It goes against our way much more than many other things we find in the Bible. That's why this is a very difficult thing for us to hear, for us to try to apply, to do. We don't like what these 2 verses say, naturally. But for all more the reason we must live our life with this if we want to live as followers of Christ and in accordance to God's will. With that said, here is Matthew chapter 5, verses 21 and 22. Ye have heard that it was said of them of old time, Thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. The first verse here is referring to the 10 commandments found in Exodus chapter 20, verses 2 through 17. In particular, the commandment of thou shalt not kill. Whoever breaks these commandments, which ultimately is all of us, are in danger of hell. The reason the thou shalt not kill has been broken by all of us is because, from what Jesus says here, whoever is angry at his brother really doesn't necessarily mean brother as in like a biological brother, but really anyone close around you. Whoever is angry, whoever says Raca, which really is just to call him a fool, is also in the same boat as those who kill. So we don't have to take someone's life for that to be able to count as us killing them. So if we say something negative about someone, what we are doing is we're killing our relationship with them, which in the eyes of God is just as bad as if we were to actually end their life. This is a very tough pill to swallow. We ultimately think we are good people or good enough, but ultimately, if we read the Bible, we learn that on our own, we just aren't. So it's very difficult for us to hear that with how we usually view ourselves. Now, this passage also implements the phrase without cause. So not just any cause. It's not just saying that every cause is okay. So let's say you're driving down the road and someone cuts you off and you yell at them from your car or or just lay on your horn. There was a cause for your anger there, sure, but is it a godly cause? So we should be angry at sin. Sin is not something that we should just take lightly. But that said, if someone is sinning against us, we ourselves should not be angry with them. We should have love for them. We should pray for them. This is something we will see a lot more when we get into chapter 5, verses 43 to 48 of this study. Now to look at Proverbs chapter 16, verse 32. We have writings from the wise King Solomon. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. So as Christians, as followers of Christ, we must control ourselves. This is something we do not like to hear, but there are people who will judge all Christians based on how they see us act. And they will also judge Christ based on how they see us, his servants, act. No matter how fair or unfair this is, we are the only Bible that some people will ever read. So we must control ourselves and submit to the Holy Spirit of God so that we can be a fair representation both to our fellow believers, but more importantly, a fair representation of Christ. So this is where we're going to end today. A little shorter than we normally are. But I want to challenge you, Christian, to take not just these words of mine, because if they are simply the words of John Lonardo, they mean nothing. I want you to take these words of mine and these words of the Lord to rule your spirit and be slow to anger. We do this to keep ourselves from danger, but also to help others see and follow Christ. Have a great day, and I'll see you again tomorrow.